Hey, I'm Scottie, and I'm going to show you how to sketch really simple faces using only 4 lines. I've got some great references here, whole load of references for us to sketch. So I'm going to sketch 5 references each with these pens, and I'm really interested which pen will be best for sketching all those details. And let me know in the comments if you own any of these pens and what you use them for. So we're going to sketch each head about the size of the end of your finger here, okay? So it's quite a small head, but before we get onto the face, we've just got to draw some general shapes here. So I'm not going to be measuring because it's such a small head. Let's just guess and do some really rough outlines of the main shapes. I'm going to sketch the top of her hair to like the size of a finger at the end there. Just going around the outlines here. I'll show you the outlines on the screen that I'm copying and going down like this. Now I'm just trying to imagine that there's that sphere in the top and then we're coming down to the chin. So the most important part is getting that chin line. And then after the chin line and the top, we need to get that hairline. That'll help us divide the face up later. Now the neck, let's go down some of these shapes before we do the face. Just rough, loose lines here. Okay, so that's a very quick outline of the head. Now, to do this face, we're going to combine eyebrow and the eye. So on each side, we've got one eyebrow here, and then the eye, and then the other eyebrow, and then the eye. And then we'll move down to the bottom of the nose, and then we'll do the mouth in one line. So between the hairline and the chin, that's really important, that distance, and we go down 1/3, approximately 1/3, and then put the eyebrow in. So put one eyebrow on this side, but then go down to the corner of the eye, and straight away draw just the top of the eye there. And then the other side, about 1/3 down the same, and we've got a bit of an angle there. So across the eyebrow, and then down to that corner of the eye, and then across top eyelid, and then a little dark spot where the iris is. And on this one, you can draw the line down a little bit further like that on this side, just to show where the nose goes. Okay, from the eyebrows, we go down another 1/3, down to the bottom of the nose, and that would be here. So now we're just drawing a line on the bottom of the nose, just that little simple shape. So now between the chin and the nose, we've got the lips. So we go about halfway, a little bit above halfway, and we put a line for the top lip there like this, curving a little bit, and then continue the line down just underneath. There you go. So those simple lines are just suggesting where those features go. And we can always go back, can adjust things now. Okay, the hair might come out a bit more. And that's just a really fun way to draw a face. And we're going to draw a lot, so if you don't get it right first go, we'll practice with a few other ones. Okay, so let's move across. You might have recognized some of these references from other tutorials I've done. So once again, we're starting with those main shapes. So let's go around the top of the head here, this. And with something like this, I like to get the top of the head and then from the chin. So I'm just looking at that shape there, and I'm just tracing or outlining those shapes. And I'm keeping loose line work. Okay, and then we can divide this head shape up. And I'm leaving the front bit because we don't know where the nose is just yet. So here I'd recommend starting pretty much in the middle of the head, but just a little bit to the right, and put the ear in. And then the hair comes down, and then here to the forehead. So we can see that's divided the face. Now we have that face shape. Okay, so how we do the face? We can do that again. We come down 1/3 between the chin and the hairline. 1/3. You can just do this little eye. I'm just looking at those dark shadows there. And then we come across a little bit and draw that eyebrow, then go straight down. I'm continuing the line and then across. That's all one connected line. Now from the brow to the chin, go halfway between the brow and the chin. Come to here. We're just drawing that bottom of the nose. It tilts up slightly. I'm just trying to follow the shadow underneath the nose. And then halfway between the chin and the nose, let's do the middle of the lips. This slight curve on it, and then come down and underneath. And there we have a very simple face in such a small space. So now we can go around and add as much detail as you like. Add some curls here. You can add the chin line coming up this, and you can see that the neck needs to improve too thin. So bring that up and add a little bit of the Adam's apple. You could add in all these lines, maybe make this a bit longer. There you go, simple little face. So next one. Now this pen, I'm very used to using this pen, so I haven't even talked about it, but it's smooth. The line work is very even. The ink comes out really nicely. I can press as hard as I like with this solid tip. Okay, we've got a nice angle of the face. Now let's start out with the top around like this. Now I'm going to try and get that whole shape. I'm just looking at the whole shape. I'm ignoring all the features, and I can always adjust like I have on the other ones if it's wrong. I'm just getting that face shape. I'm not looking at special proportions or anything to simplify it down for this. Now you can see the neck here turns away above the chin, and then the singlet comes here, comes like this. Now we've got that face shape. The hairline might need a little bit of tweaking, coming down a little bit. Okay, so we've got the hairline and the chin. That's all we need really. We don't even need the sidelines. We need the hairline and the chin, and so we can come down 1/3 third, and then we've got this third about there, and then looking at the angle of that eyebrow, and it's coming down, and then the eye comes like this. You can make it nice and thick. They come on this side, following the same way, comes in, see the angle of that nose, and then a nice line like that. That's our first two lines, then come down another third, and here, this. So that's just the bottom shadow there on the bottom of the nose. Then we come down halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin, still those lips, only halfway, then come back. That's all. Now, as I said before, let's just, is it anywhere where you feel like it needs to be a bit thicker? I can see that there, it's better if that came down closer in there. Maybe some hair detail. Okay, maybe the neck isn't so thick there. But there you go, that's our little face. Okay, move on to the next one. So we're on a roll now. Okay, then around. This is that shape around the hair. Trying to outline this main shape I'm showing you on the screen. Okay, so we've got that shape there, and now let's move into the face shape. So we have the hairline, comes down like this, the angle here. You can tell as I'm sketching it's not exactly right, like the ear isn't here, so I just move it up. Generally got that shape, and then we've got the neck, comes down like the collar. Nice loose outlines there. Now let's do the face. We go down a third here, and then we come straight into this eye, and it comes across. And in the middle, it's just a bit darker there where that iris is. Okay, I'm just trying to get, if I squint my eyes and look at the darker shapes there, where's the shadow? Come across on this side, thick eyebrow, and it comes down into that eye again. There you go, two lines, and then come down from the brow towards the chin, halfway, the bottom of the nose. There's just a little shadow like that, and then halfway again. If you're drawing them a bit bigger, it's actually 2/3 up from the chin to the nose, but at this size, just go halfway. Okay, so now we can look at where we made mistakes. Loose sketching is going to have lots of mistakes. Okay, give it the vibe that that's right. Okay, go. You can always increase some of those lines up here if there's more shadow on one side. Okay, last one. We just fit it in the page here actually, which is good. Okay, so he's got the sort of hats that coming around. I'm just looking at the silhouette in this one. Just looking at the ears. So, but as I said before, we need to get that shape around with the chin. We've got this line here. We don't have the hairline, but it's pretty much going to be on that line. The beard comes down like this, and then the neck is a bit lower. There's some nice wrinkles with his t-shirt. Okay, let's get into that face. I think the chin would be a bit higher there. Be just the beard coming down to somewhere here. Okay, and I'll just border this face a bit on the side. So let's do that. So now we've got the width, the proper width. So between there and there we go a third down, and we've got the eyebrow, and you can see it has quite a big eyelid. So I'm trying to copy that down. So we've got the two sections, and then we come down another third, and we just do that bottom of the nose, just like that, really simple. And then down between these two, halfway, we've got the mouth. Again, you can give it a little bit of a wave like this, and back now. I'm going to do the facial hair, something like this. Okay, that's my first 5. Showing you the technique using my favorite pen that I use a lot in all my sketches. Okay, my next pen I'm going to use is my Twsbi Eco pen. So this is a really nice solid fountain pen that has great quality parts. I really enjoy using it. My guess is that it's going to be very similar to this pen here. Obviously a pen like this is a lot more expensive than a little pen like this, but it has the advantage of having a really nice ink flow. So let's see what sort of line work we get. So once again here, we're going to start getting the main shapes. And even though you might see it look similar on the screen, I can feel there is a lot better ink flow here. So I'm just having a guess at some of these main shapes. This is sketching from observation. So I'm getting that face shape. And if you need to sketch people quickly, it's definitely the way to go, because if you try and draw measurements and measure people out, they're often moved. You just want to be able to capture their pose and then fill in the details. Even if they're not looking at you, you can use the same technique. So you just go down a third, creating that section there with a lot of shadow. Okay, well, see with the pen here, didn't have quite the same amount of control as I did up here. The tip here is very smooth, it goes quickly, but I didn't quite have that precision that I had before. Now we go down a third, the bottom there, and the line is slightly thicker. Not sure if you can tell, feels thicker. Okay, so the detail here of her eye kind of lost in that shadow. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Same thing, getting that general shape of her hair, shoulder. Now start the hairline, then across the ear. It's all just guessing little shapes and then fixing them up as you go. We come down a third and we have this. Got to make sure it's a third. Sometimes doing the eyes when they're not open is a lot easier. This. So I'm trying to make sure between the eyes there's about an eye width. So if you leave a bit too big a gap, it doesn't look right. Then we come down a third again, or halfway between the brow and the chin. Middle of the line lip. I love this reference. We've got this guy with the beanie. This pen might be better for bigger sketches. Still really nice how the ink flows out beautifully. I wouldn't say it flows out a lot better than the Uni-ball pen. So I've left that space because on the side of it's really hard to just draw them in just as you go. You just have to leave that, but I recommend. Okay, now before we do the glasses, let's do the eyes. So the eyebrow is quite close. We're not even going to say a third down. We're just going to start that eyebrow here. Go draw the top line here, and well, there's nothing on the other side because you can't see it. And then we come down halfway, and that nose, it's like the bottom of the nose, and then the lip way again. Okay, which way would we go? Probably down this way. Okay, so I think I will join that line up because that line is, you know, pretty much. And the chin, and now where's the ear? Come here, the ear's about there, and that, just do a subtle line here for that corner of the jaw. Okay, now we can do the glasses. Okay, it's fun. I've got some nice lines there. Don't feel like I have as much control as I've been saying. Yeah, crazy look. I once showed this reference to my wife and she said, don't use that one, but I'm using that today because it's only a small little sketch. Okay, we go down, chin, around the jawline. So it's got the two different shapes here. The neck shape, stripes, and then the face. All we need is that shape. Then we can start at about a third down there to trust the process here, even if it's not looking great. So different eyes there. There's something about this pen that you think you're pressing in one spot, but then it's actually a little bit closer than you think. So then we come down halfway between the brow and the chin, just the bottom shadow, the wavy line there. And then halfway again between the bottom of the nose and the chin here. Start low, go high, down again. But then I was off doing that in one line. Okay, and my last reference here, shape at the top of the hat, around like that, and then down, follow the back of his behind the ear, and then his shoulder there. So we're going to get that shape, see in the circle, comes down to about here. What that shape is, it's a circle here, and then coming down a bit for the chin. I'll do the shape of the hat. So I'm just comparing this. Okay, so this is the eyebrow, and then I come down straight to the eye, that, down, the eye there. You come down halfway, bottom of the nose there like this, and then the mouth here, halfway. Okay, now we can fix things up a little bit. Forehead comes in here and then out again, that, and then we have the ear glass there. I'm quite happy with that. So they're great ink flow, tricky to get the details, a little bit less control, but I still think the results are really great. Okay, the next pen is the Sailor Fude pen. And this one here has an ink converter. It's quite small compared to the handle. I'll just show you. That's how much ink it has, just this little tiny section there. So the disadvantage of this pen is that it does run out really quickly. But this is great because in this pen you can do thin and thick lines. Okay, here we go. On the outside, I can tell that the line is a bit more scratchy and looser. You got that outside shape now. Where's the chin? Do this corner here, come in. The hard thing about holding this pen in this angle is quite uncomfortable because I'm trying to get the tip. Whereas if I hold it down now like this, I can easily shade in areas like this. And high contrast sketches often catch your eye a bit quickly. So you can, with this one, you could block it in very easily. Go down a third, the eyebrow, and oh, that was really hard to do that detail there. Trying to get my hand, keep it vertical. Okay, so then halfway between the brow and the chin, the bottom of the nose there. I go down below the bottom of the nose and I sort of zigzag my way up to the nostril and then around the side of the nostril like that. And now the lips. I wonder if we could do thicker lips. Holding my pen slightly lower and then raising it up. Oh, well, there you go. You can see a very different style there. But sometimes not having control actually makes your sketch looser. So even though I had control with these ones, maybe this might be great for what you want to do. So you get this shape here, coming around the back of her head. That's the back of the body there. The jawline, which comes like this. Oops, thicker when I didn't want it to. Once again, maybe that makes decisions for you. Do you want to keep that now? That's sort of front on. So this proportion would be more 2:3 proportion. Front one, whereas the side one is more square. So now from the hairline, where's the hairline? Maybe make it a bit lower. And got to take advantage of the ink coming out of this one. And I'm happy with the shape there of the face. Now come down to third. I'm scared of this one. Okay, once again the brow, then just the top of the eyelid, and then a little dot for the eye. Okay, then the bottom of the nose, and then the lips. What do you think of that? You can see that the paper has been peeled off the page because it's very scratchy. Now I think just luckily I've chosen lots of references with dark hair. So that's good for this pen. Okay, now looking where that chin is. Okay, now right in the middle, put the corner of the ear and then go back down like that. Okay, that's where you can find the ear on side view. Well, now we have to do the detail. Just do the eyebrow there, and then I like to go down to the eye, and then the nose halfway there. There's a little shadow, and then the lips. It's very impressionistic, this one. Here we go. Top of the head, come around the back. The shoulder goes back there, and then as far as circle, and then the chin is here. Because I got the chin and the hairline, I can divide the face up like this. That's the one line, and then the other lines. See how it can all flow into one line there. Come down halfway, a little bottom of the nose. Ooh, not much, not much control there. Okay. And for my last one, I'm actually going to flip the pen over. Really nice fine lines. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, yes. A lot thinner. Doesn't quite work with this pen. I think other pens that does work, but it's running out and just scratching the page. So no, that doesn't work. Get the chin. I'm trying to hold it as high as I can now. middle of the head, just to the left, the ear. Now we've got the face. So we go down a third, and then the other. Third line is this nose, and then the fourth little jawline there, and then can go down and make it thicker and more interesting. So that was the Sailor Fude fountain pen. I've done all those. Now we're going to move on to the Sakura Micron, the number 1. There's actually a 0.25mm. Should be about half the size of my Uni-ball pen there. So I'm expecting very fine lines. Yes, it's very fine. So if you prefer something like this when you're sketching, I'd recommend a pen like this. Okay, go down a third here. Now I wonder if having such accuracy, will it still be okay, these shadows in. Okay, going outside where the face is, and then the bottom of the nose, number 3, and then, okay, the flow of ink isn't as strong as these other pens. Okay, this main shape, top, comes down, chin, then the hair. I'm just looking at that distance between the chin and the top, saying where does that come down, the ear here. Okay, the way I sketch, push this nib into the pen because I'm pushing too hard. That's why I initially went off this pen. Personally, don't go after them as well. Okay, so a third down, and then the eye there, and then the eyebrow there like that. I mean, the eyes, getting the eyes right is a lot easier with this size. Just the shadow under the nose, and the lips can fix up around the base. Some detail to the nose here. Side view, which we keep that face blank, and we come down to the chin, draw that hood, this, and the shoulder. Now the ear. So right in the middle of the head, dot there, and just go back to the ear. And then guess where the hairline is, come down to the ear here, dark hair there. Okay, now the face. So do one side, the eye here. I have to use quite a few lines to get a thick line there. Okay, and then the bottom of the nose, so another third down, top, and then the lips added a separate line there. Now here I think I have to add that nose contour. Then, okay, so we've got the main features of the face. Alright, then this face here, around, so we've got that circle, and then we come down, imaginary circle to here, and down a bit for the chin, this ear here, and then a few lines on the neck, you can see the shadow there. Now the hairline comes down to the ear there. Now the face, so down a third, first line, and the second one here, going the eyebrow, come down to the top eyelid, and then the eye, the nose, and a bit of the bottom lip. And our last reference, we've come right to the end. If you've made it this far, I hope you're going well. Okay, let's go this one. Just outlining that shape. You can use this same technique when you're sketching people in public. If you're just sketching from a photo, usually it's helpful when you want to speed sketch little people outside. The bit here where the hair is, getting that face shape. Now let's break up this face. So we've got third down, the little shape in there. I'm just trying to summarize the shadows. Don't quite know what's going on, I'm just guessing there. Way and beard here. This is such a thin pen that you can do thin lines like this if you want. Not sure if that works. Okay, so what do you think? Which pen would you choose to sketch a really small face like this? Or if you're drawing a bigger figure and you had a small face, which one do you think would be the best for details? Do you like the style of the black and white, the really thick lines, or the very, very thin lines with the Micron? My personal favourite still is the Uni-ball micro pen. It was the most consistent pen to work with. I can do detail like this, but I could also do big sketches. The line is very smooth with this pen, and so I can get really nice details and control. So that's how I sketch a really simple face. If you want to sketch along with me in the full version of this video, you can join me on Patreon, where I've got the reference templates you can download to help with this sketching. It's really the best way for you to improve your sketching. You can also email me if you have any questions. Otherwise, if you want to learn more here on YouTube, I've got a playlist of all my portrait tutorials for you to check out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.